The notion that vaccines are unnecessary for Christians who follow Jesus is a misconception rooted in misinterpretation of biblical teachings and a lack of understanding of the role of medicine in preventing disease. This perspective often stems from a literal interpretation of scriptures that discuss healing and faith, without considering the context in which these teachings were given or the advancements in medical science since biblical times. Proponents of this view often cite Jesus' miracles of healing and the apostles' ability to heal the sick as evidence that faith alone is sufficient to protect against illness. They may also reference verses such as Exodus 15:26, which states, "If you listen carefully to the Lord your God, and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord, who heals you." This verse, however, does not dismiss the role of human actions in maintaining health, but rather emphasizes the importance of following God's commands, which can include taking care of one's body. The Bible teaches about the importance of taking care of one's body, as seen in 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, which says, "Do ye not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." This verse implies an active role in maintaining physical health, which can include preventative measures like vaccination. Moreover, the concept of faith healing is often misunderstood. While it is true that Jesus and the apostles performed miraculous healings, these were not substitutions for medical care but rather supernatural interventions. The Bible does not teach that believers should forego medical treatment in favor of prayer alone. In fact, Jesus often used physical means, like mud and spit, to heal. John 9:6-7, demonstrating an understanding of the physical world and its role in health. The history of Christian engagement with medicine and health also contradicts the idea that vaccines are unnecessary. Throughout history, Christians have been at the forefront of medical care and public health initiatives. Many hospitals and medical missions were founded by Christians with the goal of providing care to the sick and the poor. The development of vaccines themselves has been supported and participated in by Christians who see their work as a way to care for their neighbors and uphold the value of human life. In modern times, the rejection of vaccines can have serious consequences, not just for the individual but also for the community. Herd immunity, which protects vulnerable individuals who cannot receive vaccines due to medical conditions, is compromised when a significant portion of the population chooses not to vaccinate. This not only puts those who are immunocompromised at risk but also undermines public health efforts to eradicate diseases. The argument that vaccines are unnecessary for Christians also overlooks the biblical principle of loving one's neighbor. Vaccination is not just a personal choice but a decision that affects those around us, particularly those who are most vulnerable to disease. By choosing to vaccinate, Christians can demonstrate their love and care for their neighbors, aligning with Jesus' command to love one another as ourselves. In conclusion, the belief that vaccines are unnecessary for Christians who follow Jesus is not supported by biblical teachings or the history of Christian engagement with medicine. While faith is a powerful component of health and healing, it is not a replacement for medical care. Christians have a long tradition of supporting medical advancements and public health initiatives as a way to care for their neighbors and uphold the value of human life. As such, vaccination should be seen as a responsible and loving action that aligns with Christian values, rather than a contradiction to them.